Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Shift. Today, I'm going to be sharing my third video, which is all about aligned action. So just to recall, and for those that haven't seen the first two videos that I took, why don't you put a pause on this one? Go back, you'll find all the videos on our channel and have a look at The Shift with Helen Gailey. And you will see the first video was all about the power of the shift. I was actually the first speaker after the team. And what I talked about and sharing with you was the power of the shift, owning my story, and activating the future. Video 2 was about the story you tell yourself, because you can own your story, but what are you actually telling yourself deep down? And the idea was how to rewrite the narrative and unlock your potential. Today, we're going to be talking about aligned action, turning your vision, wherever you're going, into a reality and without overwhelm. So, why do some people stay stuck? Have you ever imagined a project, planned it out in your head from A to Z, imagine all the details, and then nothing happens? No. Nothing happened. It never happened. And it's not because it wasn't a great idea. It's because you never really took the steps to make that idea real. I actually am very good at this. With an ADHD brain, what happens is you're always buzzing. And I do still visualize a whole project in detail. I plan out all the steps. And somehow, because I've worked so hard, my brain has worked so hard on this idea, I'm like, I've already done it. My brain has tricked me into thinking that I've actually accomplished that task. And sometimes, when in the reality, I haven't taken a single step. You could be, I'd get up in the morning. I like to make my bed, but I like to pull off the covers and let the air, open the window and let the fresh air come in so that my sheets are nicely aired. So when I remake my bed, put the cover on and make it nice and clean for the evening, when I open it up, the sheets are nice and cool. But if I go to the toilet to do a few things and I get caught up, and yes, I can get caught up on the phone as well. I come back to the room and I'm like, oh, I haven't made the bed. For me, it was already been made. I'd thought about making it, but I hadn't made it. I hadn't made it. Okay, so why does this actually happen? And there is obviously a science behind this. It's the neural pathways, and it's the dopamine hits, all right? Your brain releases dopamine, that little reward chemical, that little hormone. And just by thinking of an idea, start feeling good. And studies show that when you visualize success, but you don't put an action, this can actually reduce the motivation to actually do the work. Example, athletes use visualization and they include an action-based practice to be able to perform better, because thinking alone isn't enough. Let me repeat that. Thinking alone is not enough. Maybe you need to write that down. Remember, I keep always saying, take your notes, because when you take your notes, it goes into your brain. So your brain rewards you for thinking about an action. The key is to shift from a mental movie to a real world movement. So I'm going to explain today the action framework. Action, 6 letters. A-C-T-I-O-N, all right? So there are 6 steps in this framework to understand how we can go from thinking, 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 to doing, doing, doing. And that way, our shift starts the motion. So the difference between success and stagnation is not your idea. It's actually taking an aligned action. So I've developed this framework to help you stop overthinking and start executing. Because sometimes you got to just stop thinking and just do it. All right. And when Nike tells us, just do it. And that is a very, very powerful slogan. So A, anchor your vision. I should have written it down actually. Anchor your vision. Clarity and neuroscience of goal setting. C, cut the overwhelm. I'm going to write this down. It's going to help us. So, A, C, action. All right, so we have the A is anchor your vision. You know what you mean by anchor vision? My writing is terrible. Sorry. So you anchor your vision. Cut the overwhelm. Cut overwhelm. Cut the overwhelm. T, trust your strengths. You got to trust yourself, okay? Trust your strengths. What about I? Implement with intention. Okay, so you're implementing, but you're implementing with intention to obtain something, to go on your journey. So implement with intention. Oh. Overcome fear through movement. Okay, so we're going to overcome the fear by moving. Because when you start moving, and we said this, and I said this in the first video, is when you start to lead, when you start to do something, the confidence comes. You can't say, oh, I'm going to be confident and then I'm going to take action. No, I need to start taking the action and that confidence is going to come. So you're going to overcome the fear through the movement. And the last letter is N, and it's navigating and adjusting, because you always need to adjust to a situation. You improve, not good, change, adjust, fix, do it again, come back, try. And that is the whole things about life. You know, it's never perfect, and it doesn't matter so long as that you're doing it. So navigate and adjust. All right. So hopefully the fact that I wrote it down is also you've been writing it down with me. Put it in the chat. Action. All right. Tell me #action. I'm going to be taking action. So let's go deeper to understand this framework. Anchor your vision. What we want is a deep, well, let's say, if you don't know where you're going, every road will take you there. If you don't know where you're going, every road is going to take you to where you're not going. Simple, right? Your brain is a filtering machine. Right now, there are millions of pieces of information hitting your senses. I think it was Stacy who said, did she say on Friday? Yeah, I think she said on Friday that we had 60,000 thoughts going through our brains during a day. That's a lot of information, all right? It's hitting your senses. But, let's get technical, there is the RAS, the reticular activating system, which actually decides, it's like a filter that's going to say, that thought's going to get through and this one is not. So, for example, have you ever learned a new word and then suddenly you start hearing it everywhere? That is your reticular activating system, RAS. You see, I better be careful because RAS in French means rien à signaler, nothing to signal. But it's not that. all right? We're talking of reticular activating system. So it's like a filter in your brain, and you're going to start hearing. So that new word that you learned, suddenly you're hearing it everywhere because the RAS is actually filtering what is relevant. Clarity equals activation. If your vision is vague, your brain won't recognize the right opportunities. But when you set a specific vision, your brain starts filtering the world for things that align with it. So, for example, you're looking for a new car and you start looking at red cars. Suddenly, everywhere you're driving, you'll see red cars. Or a type of brand. I mean, do I say Mercedes or Porsche? Obviously, I'm in Europe, so I'm talking of European brands. It could be Ford. You have an idea, a Lexus, for example, and then suddenly all you see is Lexus is everywhere, the new model, the new version. That's how it is. It's the way your brain starts filtering things through. There's no more red cars or more Lexuses than normal, but that's where your brain has been thinking, and so that's where it starts focusing. So this is a fact. There's the Dr. Gail Matthews from the Dominican University that found that the people who write down clear goals are 42% more likely to achieve them. 42%. I mean, we're talking nearly 1 in 2. So neuroscience of visualization, research shows that the mental rehearsal activities, the same brain areas as in a real experience. But if you don't have action, the motivation's going to fade away. All right, so this is all a little bit technical, but what I'm trying to say is that many people think I have a vision, but they actually have is a vague wish. Do you have a vague wish or do you have a real vision? I want to be successful. It's not a vision, it's a hope. I want to build a coaching business that helps 100 entrepreneurs generate $100,000 each one. That is anchored. I mean, I want to lose weight. I want to lose 3 kilos or 5 pounds. I don't know how it is in the unmetric, but I want to lose 3 kilos by this summer. Okay, so for July the 1st, I want to lose 3 kilos. It's the SMART goals. We talked about it, of being actually clear of what you want to get. And SMART goals, do you know SMART goals? It's specific, it's measurable. So 3 kilos is measurable. It's specific. I want to lose weight and I want to lose 3 kilos. It's attainable, okay, because I can probably lose it by the summer, those 3 kilos if I work. SMAR, it's reachable, okay, and it's time. I've put a time zone in. And this SMART goals, you can use it for anything in business, including employees if you want to give them an objective. You cannot say to your salesperson, I want you to make me millions. No. You can say to your salesperson, I want you to sell 100 cars this year. Car dealership. Now, if he's only sold 2 a year, to ask him to do 100 is not attainable. And so you're going to demotivate your employee. And it's the same for yourself. Your goals must be attainable, reachable, and with a time limit. So you have to anchor your vision. Now let's do a little example. Get your cards out, get your documentation, get your paperwork. I want you to move from a vague dream to something that is clear, that your brain cannot ignore. All right? So what is the specific outcome? What exactly do you want? Write it down. Take your piece of paper and say, I want to inspire 5 clients. I want to do 3 public speaking in Ivy League schools. I want to write it down. And if you're there, put it in the chat as well. You can tell us, share with us. I want also you to write down numbers, details, and we're going to go further. I want you to be really clear in your visual needs. A specific outcome, a compelling reason. Why is this important for you? And don't just tell me, I need the money. It's got to be something that's deeper inside of you. And as I said, a time frame. When will all this happen? Because if I just want to be rich, it's not the same thing as saying I'm going to earn $100,000 by the end of this month, or by the end of this year, or by the end of this week. All right? Whatever you want as a goal, put it down. And we said, still remember using the SMART goals as it's reachable. So let's look at a couple of transformations that are good ones or bad ones. I want to be financially free. Is that a good goal? No. I will generate $250,000 in revenue by December 25 through my coaching business so that I can support my family and have a location freedom, or go on a fabulous holiday, or I can jump on a plane and meet all my friends from the shift in the United States. I want to be a great speaker. Do you think I could be a great speaker? How can I anchor it down to be a good speaker? I will speak on 5 stages in the next 12 months, sharing my story to inspire entrepreneurs to take action. Step-by-step exercise. Write it down, put a date, put your specific goal, and a deep reason why. Because. And then I want you to say it out aloud. Your brain's going to register the spoken words differently than if you're just sitting there thinking. I don't know if it happens to you, but I'm really inspired when I go out in nature. And when I'm in nature, I talk to myself. I mean, sometimes I see, people walking past me with their dogs, and they must think she's crazy. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm on this road and that, and I'm in my bubble. I'm visualizing it. I'm imagining it. I'm thinking about whatever that I've put down as a goal. I mean, and on my vision board, I'm going to show you again. I have a beautiful view of the lake, okay? Because with a pool and a lake, because that's my dream garden. And I want to visualize my dream garden. I've got all my speaking events, or when I'm speaking in public, talking about helping the youth. That's me. But I like to see the picture of the pool. It makes the vision so much clearer. So how can I share an example with you about this first part of the anchoring the vision? I'm going to just play out a little story of my life as well, because I like to show this. I remember brainstorming endlessly about launching vapor savers. Those vapes where they go and they had all those wonderful flavors to start with. And I was not a smoker, but I had a friend who phoned me up and he said, Helen, you worked in perfumes. Can you help me make the formulas? I know exactly which ones they are. Can we create a brand? Because we're going to sell like hotcakes. He went from 1 boutique in Paris to 12 boutiques when the vapes came out. It was like all over the place. And it was like a big, big trend. I imagined the whole project. I had the name. It was called Helen's Heavenly Hits. I thought that was really funny. Okay, so you imagine you're puffing away with these hits, all right? And it was heavenly. So we had these, I don't know how many, I think we had 10 flavors. I had even talked to suppliers. I'd found the type of bottle that I wanted to create and make. And I had the vision. He had the shops. But I never did it. And then COVID came and things closed down and he closed his shops and it was too late. Vapes is now not so good. It's not a big trend anymore. I lost it. I didn't get on that train at that time. I have another idea about fragrances, of creating fragrances for helping old people with Alzheimer so that you can play games with old people in old homes. I've got the whole project all mapped out. Maybe one day I'll do it, but at the moment it's just sitting on that shelf of Helen's brain of yet another project that has not been done. But the moment I started getting really specific, like I'm going to be doing summer camps in English-speaking schools, here in Switzerland. I got specific. I found the schools. When I talked about launching a coaching offer and I wanted to enroll 5 clients by June, suddenly things changed. My brain started looking for the opportunities. Speaker call-outs were arriving. I didn't notice them before. But because in my brain I'd said, I need 5 speaking moments between here and June, suddenly, there's the Ivy League that looking for somebody international, and they're going to be in Spain. I speak Spanish, so blah, blah, blah. And people messaged me. They started arriving, those messages. And then I got some high-ticket clients. So that was fun. So when you start really aligning the idea of your vision, you can start seeing things coming together. On the flip side, there are many projects that never happened. So the big takeaway all about this is vision isn't something you think about. It's something that you decide. You decide to create it. Again, you decide to create it. The moment you make your vision concrete, your brain starts working for me instead of against me. The moment I make my vision concrete, my brain starts working for me instead of against me. So I'm going to ask you, make this real. Drop your vision in the comments. What is the date? What is the specific goal? Keep a deep reason why and read it every single time. I'm going to read them all those comments, I'm going to read them. And if you're really serious, post it in the Facebook group. Reach out to somebody. Maybe there's one of these beautiful ladies that's in here. Maybe you want to reach out to me, say, hey, Helen, I've got this idea and this vision. Can you keep me accountable? Can you help me? I'm happy here to be part of this team and to be able to hold a hand on the way. That's what a coach does. But there you go. So we're here all to be holding our hands. And as I said on one of my videos, I'm going to be doing a video a week. So next week, I want somebody to send me a message saying, Helen, did I see that new video? So post it. Thank you so much. And now we're going to go to cut the overwhelm. All right. Decision paralysis, cognitive load. Why is overwhelm the #1 dream killer? Have you had so many things to do that you end up doing nothing? I know, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this, I got to do that. Nothing. The day's gone by. So I used to think the problem was my lack of time, that I was badly organized. But the truth was that I was drowning in too many decisions, too many ideas, too many steps, too many possibilities. And that keeps you stuck. Sometimes you need to clear the clutter. So if you feel paralyzed by all the things that you should be doing, keep watching. Today, I'm going to show you how to escape that overwhelm and be more forward with clarity. This isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter. I'm going to give you a simple method to cut through the noise and to start taking that action. So overwhelm shuts you down. It's a scientific fact. Your brain, is wired for simplicity. It doesn't want things too complicated. So there's the cognitive load theory, where your brain can not only process a limited number of decisions before it gets exhausted. There's the paradox of choice by Barry Schwartz. More options don't create more freedom. They create paralysis. There's the Zeigarnik effect, where unfinished tasks create mental clutter, draining your energy even before you actually start. Sometimes when there's too much and you want to keep everything, you just know. It's easier when you open the drawer of tights and you've got the 3 or 4 pairs of tights that work. Why keep all those old ones that they don't have a hole on, or you can still wear them, but you don't And then when you're looking for the tights, you're looking through all this and you're rummaging around. It's the same with your brain. Decision fatigue study. Judges in courtrooms give harsher sentences later in the day because their brain are tired from making too many decisions. Stanford study on willpower. Your ability to take action weakens as you make more choices. So the trap is more thinking, more clarity. More planning, more progress. Overanalyzing, paralysis, and not productivity. So what is the takeaway from all of this? To cut the overwhelm, you've got to simplify things, okay? Your brain is designed, oh my goodness, I've got tongue twisters here. Your brain is designed to handle 1 million decisions. It thrives when things are simple and focused. Today, we're going to declutter your mind to help you make those actions feel less difficult. So I have a little exercise. It's called the power of one. Right now, I want you to stop trying to do everything and instead focus on one thing that really matters. One goal. Just pick the most important thing you need to do. At the moment, my goal is to get through this video with you guys, all right? I want to grow my business. Focus on one thing, not grow my business. I want to get my first 3 clients. Focus on that. I'm going to make my post on Facebook. I'm going to make my video. I'm going to clean my desk. Instead of, I want to grow my business, focus on that one project. And then, so you got one goal, one first action, and one constraint. One, the power of one. So once I've got my one goal, I've got one first action. Identify one next step that moves you forward. So instead of saying I'm going to write a massive to-do list with everything that I've got to do, no. I will send a message to 10 potential customers today. 10 clients. I'm going to send them a message. I want my first 3 clients, so I'm going to send 10 messages to clients. Not write my to-do list, do my website, do another post on YouTube, like a few comments on Facebook, do Instagram. No. I want to get 3 clients. My first action is to send a message to 10 potential clients. What is the one constraint? Set a rule that forces the simplicity. I will work on this for 30 minutes with no distractions. I'm going to take my phone, I'm going to turn it off, and I'm not going to pick up anything. For somebody who's ADHD, the phone rings, or you want to just get the phone number of somebody and suddenly the message comes in and you press the wrong button and then you're suddenly answering a message that you want to listen and then you realize that you haven't got the information for that message and then you open internet to try and find the message. No, turn it off. One constraint, one goal. I'm going to send those 10 messages to 10 potential clients, and for 30 minutes, no distractions. No more endless planning. So the exercise of the power of one, I want you to write this down, folks, all right? I want you to anchor this into your brain, all right? So the old mindset is, I need to redo my website, I need to start a YouTube channel, I need to grow my email list, I need to launch a course. No. The power of one, focused action. I'm going to look straight in the camera. Focused action, the power of one, all right? Today, I will write one email to my audience and make one offer. Old mindset, too many choices. I have so many businesses ideas, I don't know what to do. And I know Jenny, if she's listening to this email, she's laughing because she knows me very well because I've known Jenny now for over 10 years. And she used to be an ADHD coach. And that's how I met her. And we found ourselves again about a year ago, and I'm so excited to be back with her. And we're working and discovering the human design. And we laugh together because we both know that I always have too many choices. There's so many things I want to do all the time. But I realized that if I don't focus on one, I'm not going to do anything. So I don't know which one to choose. The power of one brings the clarity back. It focuses the action and it brings the clarity back. All right. And it helps us to remove the overwhelm, the overthinking, the too many choices. So for the next 90 days, I will commit to one idea on my coaching program. And I said it last video, I'm going to be doing one video a week. That's where I'm committing to my coaching. For my speaking, one video a week. I'm committing to that. So I'm going to put a personal story in here because I like to put a little personal story. I think we've all understood the power of one. For years, I believed that being busy meant I was making progress. And I've had 20 projects in my head, 10 things on my to-do list, or 100 things to do on my to-do list. And I was always working hard. I'm always working hard. But at the end of the day, nothing was really moving. And suddenly, I've been struck by overwhelm. Those 5 projects, but none of them. I keep researching, I keep planning. Oh goodness, my brain is like, even when I'm in bed at the end of the night and I'm like, I could be doing this, I could be doing that, and that's a really good project, and that's a really good project. Boop, 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 boop. Nothing gets done. So I've started to force myself to narrow. I'm clearing the clutter. I'm actually closing my office. So I'm removing things. I'm selling things. I'm getting rid of things. I need to throw away things out because I'm downsizing. And actually, I'm starting to feel a certain relief that I've got less, which is going to allow me to do more. So the first time I used the power of one was when I was struggling. But now that I'm seeing the simplicity, I feel so good. I don't have to think, what am I going to do? Because I know I've got one thing to do, and that I've got to get those clients. And I had to get the summer clients for the summer camps for my coaching of youth, and I've got them. I went out, found them, got them, booked, done. Yes. So overwhelm doesn't come from having too much to do. It comes from not knowing what to focus on. So what's your call to action? What action must you be doing now today? Obviously, you can say something in the chat. You can go back to the Facebook group and also say, you could post, what is the act now that you're going to do right now? I want to see the power of one, and I want you to write it down. Not because I want to see it, because you're going to feel so much better when you've written it down. So you can use this sentence. My one goal is, my one first action is, my one constraint is. You can drop the power of one statement in the comments and I'll read every single one of them. You're welcome to reach out to me and say, this is my one goal. I want help. I don't want help. I would like to be accompanied. And you have a 24-hour challenge. Is that if you're serious, set yourself 30-minute timer, remove all the distractions after this video and take action now. And then when the next video comes on, you've taken those 30 minutes and you're already there. So overwhelm is the enemy of action. The secret of making progress isn't doing more, it's doing less with more focus. Your brain is wired for simplicity. More choices, more paralysis. The power of one, taking one small action creates momentum. One goal, one step, one constraint. Now that we've eliminated overwhelm, it's time to focus on taking action. In what way actually works for you? So in the next section, I'm going to see how you're going to trust your strengths and work in alignment with your natural abilities. Because we are on T, trusting your strength, the psychology of flow and energy. Hook. Why are you forcing yourself into doing wrong strategies that will keep you stuck? And if you listen to Akari's message, you also need to understand your human design to be focusing and using your strengths. So have you tried to follow somebody's business, wanted to copy somebody's online business, and you wanted to follow their success formula, only to feel that, feel stuck. It's not me. I'm forcing something. It doesn't really feel like me. I met Captain Betty, our AI. We met on a course of a lady who was always dressed in red, and she has a fabulous business, but we didn't feel comfortable the way that she was wanting us to do the business, because she was wanting to do her success business and she wanted us to do the same thing. It just didn't feel right. And I remember Betty and I met online and we started talking about it. I was like, yeah, but it's just not me. We tried, didn't work. So you have to try and do something thinking it's not pushing harder, but you have to do something that's really about you. And that's why I fell in love with Jenny and all her work about being aligned on your using your human design. So what if success wasn't about trying harder? What about aligning your natural strengths so we can use the science and flow? So we know that there's the Gallup research. Has anybody read Your Strengths by Gallup? And it says that you have 6 strengths. If you buy the book, you get access to be able to do a little test and find out which of your strengths. One of my strengths is woo, which I know is the strength of Jenny as well. Wooing people and communication. But when you're working in your woo, if you're working in your engaged moment, you are more likely to succeed. And this is the same work that Akari is giving us when you work about your human design. So we need energy against effort. Take the energy and make it flow for you rather than fighting against something that is just not you. Because if you're fighting, it drains you. You're working against your strengths. So it said in the Gallup's research that employees that, work with their strengths are 21% more productive and significantly happier. There's a Harvard Business Review on burnout, and one of the biggest causes of burnout isn't because they're working too much. It's working on things that don't align with your strengths. I left L'Oreal because the philosophy of how I should be working with suppliers didn't align with my values. And I felt so uncomfortable making certain decisions in the work that they asked me to do. I just didn't feel it was me. And I'm very fortunate to be working in my own business as a coach and not having a boss, because I come across a lot of people and their values just do not align with mine. And for me, it's very important to be able to have this freedom. So people struggle because they're trying to succeed in ways that don't match their natural talents. You don't have to do things the way everybody else does. You have to do them the way you do it best. So if you're struggling, it's not because you're working hard enough, it's because you're working in a way that drains you instead of fueling you, using fuel. So I have a little aligned action style process that you can do. It's called the E's. So E's, E for energy, A for ability, S for style, and E for environment. So what kind of work energizes you? Write it down. What energy do you get? Do you thrive in deep focus? Do you thrive in a heated environment? Do you prefer structure? Do you prefer flexibility? Do you like to be on your own? Do you like to be outside? Do you like to be indoors? Ability, what comes natural to you? Now, all this you can learn through your human design. Are you a great speaker? Do you like fast-paced situations? Are you a problem solver? Are you a connector? Are you somebody who likes strategy? What is your good ability? Where are you good at? Style. How do you get things done best? Do you work alone, in collaboration? Do you like deadlines? Do you need somebody to be accountable? I always seem to do everything last minute. If I don't have a deadline, yesterday I was teaching and I was going to be late. And so I was driving, there was a traffic jam on the motorway, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be late. I had in my diary 5:30 afternoon. And so I found the student who's in charge of the class. So I have one student who I communicate with. And I said to her, I'm going to be late. And she said, but the class starts at 6. I had put into my diary 5:30, and I'd totally forgotten that it was actually 6 o'clock. It's because I know myself so well that I actually put myself half an hour earlier for the class. So I know how I work. I know how I work with deadlines. I know that I'm often late, which is one of those traits from ADHD. And so I've even put the contingency plan into my diary. So I didn't even remember that I'd put half an hour contingency plan in there. Because if I do remember, then I'm going to push the limits. So that's very good. Environment. What setting helps you perform better? Your office, a clean desk, outside in nature? Do you thrive in a quiet space? Do you need people? Do you need your music on? What gives you the vibe to work? So the little framework of ease, energy, ability, style, and environment. Have you written it down? I didn't write it on the board. Should I write it on the board? You want to be in a framework that is of ease, energy, what did I say? Ability, style, and energy, and the other one was environment, the place where we're working in. Environment. Voila. Just writing it down, it goes into my brain. Hopefully, it goes into yours. So, old mindset, forcing strategies that don't fit you. New mindset, aligned action, ease. Don't try to be more disciplined in a way that doesn't work for you. If you need to get up early, do your sport, have a nice breakfast, and then come into the office a little bit later, that's fine. And look, I can be working and it's 11 o'clock at night. Doesn't matter. I feel comfortable because this is my natural rhythm. It's my ease mindset. Now everybody says, oh, you need to get up really early and do sport and then go to bed and you need to sleep well. Yeah, perhaps for somebody else. I know about me how it works. So I don't try to force myself into a productivity system that everybody else tells me what I should do. There are days that I'm up. Actually, 2-3 times a week, I'm on my bicycle at 7 o'clock doing my spinning class because I have a rendezvous with myself and my coach, and I like to do that. But another day, I'll get up at 9. I don't need to do it every day. It doesn't matter. So I don't try to be structured because I feel uncomfortable. If I'm doing every day the same thing, I get bored. So I like my creativity. I like my storytelling. I like being in different environments. And that's how I have my energy. So my big takeaway is success is not about working harder. It's about working the way that works for you. And that's why learning about your human design, understanding more, I'm an emotional generator, understand who you are, focusing better. So what is your call to action? Because yes, we must be taking action. I want you to write it down. I want you to write down the ease framework. What is your energy? I work best when ... I'm naturally good at ... I take action best when I have a deadline, when I have accountability, and I thrive in a quiet environment, or I thrive in an energy environment. I want you to write down those 4 points, put them into your notes. Now, at the end of this video, there is a worksheet that you can download to be able to do these exercises. But if you're doing them with us during this video, you can put them in the chat. What is your ease answers? Put it in the comments. I'll be reading. I'll try to reply back after the video. But please choose one thing that you're going to do differently based on your strengths, and you're going to implement it today. Because you're going to go to bed at the end of the day and say, I did it. And you feel so good when you've accomplished that thing that, no, I've been putting it off, we're not sure. And then suddenly it all comes together. And it's like, wow, what a great day today was. So you don't need more discipline. You need more alignment. You need to stop fighting yourself. And you need to start working in a way that energizes you, that gives you the energy to make the changes. Natural strengths, the ease, alignment. So we come back to the action framework. We're only halfway through, huh? Trust your strengths, implement with intention. The Pareto principle. Because we said being busy is not the same as making progress. So have you ever had a day when you've been working nonstop, but at the end of the day you feel like you've accomplished nothing? Mustn't confuse movement with progress. Today I'll show you how to stop wasting time on low-value tasks and focus only on the ones that are going to bring you the biggest and best results. 80% of your time, 20% of the money's coming in, all right? It's the Pareto principle. 80% of results come from 20% of actions. Most people spend too much time on low-impact tasks and not enough on the high-leverage actions. Tim Ferriss. If you haven't read his book, I recommend it. It's a great book. The 4-Hour Work Week. Successful entrepreneurs don't work harder. They work on fewer but more impactful tasks. Warren Buffett. 5-25 rule. Write down 25 goals. Circle the top 5. Ignore the rest. MIT productivity study. People who batch work in focused chunks are 50% more productive than those who multitask. There was a little video I saw the other day, and there was two kids, and they had a line of cups. And there were 2 lines of cups, and one kid was running back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And the other one started with the most tough ones first, the furthest away, and then got quicker and quicker. And he won the race. The other one was trying to be very active, coming back, and the other one was more methodical. All right? So most people stay stuck because they work on too many things that don't actually matter. It doesn't matter if it's pink or it's blue in the header of your Facebook page. It doesn't really matter if your website is this or it's that. And mine is a little bit old. I haven't looked at mine for a while, so please don't take it into account. What matters is, are my clients happy? Are they succeeding? Have I got time for them? And have I got time for myself and my kids? So we're going to work on the little method of the HIT, high impact, all right? So it's not high impact training, but it's high impact tasks, all right? High because it's got to be high value. Does that task directly lead to money or to growth or results? If not, eliminate it or delegate it. Immediate impact. Will this create a visible result within the next 7 days? If not, move it down on your priority list. I want results in 7 days. If that I'm working on is not going to give it to me, boom. Time restricted. Can it be done in 90 minutes focused work session? Turn off the phone, turn off the distractions, and just work on something for 90 minutes. If it's going to take too long, chunk it down. There's a coach of mine from the UK. He used to say, chunk things down. So from a big task, you chunk it down into smaller tasks. If you can't do it in 90 minutes, then what can you do in 90 minutes? And then the next one will be for the next 90 minutes. All right? Chunk it down, take a break, and start again. So the HIT, I like HIT because we have all these wonderful coaches, these sports coaches. Oh, we're going to do this HIT training, and they're working really hard. And I'm like, HIT task. Ha, 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 ha. Do it. Complete one high impact task before moving on to the next. One high impact task. I would spend hours fixing my brand, changing my fonts and things like that. And then suddenly I realized I wasn't actually building my business. So I stopped all that and I started actually working with my clients. And now I spend a lot more time succeeding with my clients, bringing in the business. And yes, my website's a little bit old and I've got logos that could be changed, but my clients are happy. That's what's important. So I've shifted my work to what actually matters. All right. So we implement with intention. And now we have to come to the following. We need to audience. So hold on. Have you made your, hold on, I forgot to write about your task. What is your highest value task at the moment? You need to reach 5 clients. Please write it down. What is your immediate impact that you're going to do? Are you going to increase revenue or going to generate leads? What is this task, this high value task that's going to give you the highest impact? And then how many minutes do I need to be able to do this task? So write down your HIT, your highest immediate task that you want to put. All right? Put it down in the comments and I'll be really delighted to see. One task and then commit. Commit in the next 90 minutes to do it or in the next 24 hours. Put it in the Facebook group. Explain to us. So most people fail because they don't work hard because they're working on the wrong things. The secret is to focus only on what moves the needle. All right? We've gone through this now. So now I'm on O, overcoming fear through movement. So confidence, and I said this right at the beginning of one of my videos, confidence doesn't come before the action. It comes from the action. So to stop the fear, you need to start moving. How many times have you waited to feel ready before taking action? But you tell yourself, I need to be a little bit more confident here. I need to have a little bit more skills here. I'll do another training. I'll do another course. And then you're afraid, but then you never start. The moment never comes. If you keep waiting, it's a big myth. It's the action that's going to lead to the confidence. The longer you wait, the scarier it becomes. So just do it. It comes back to this Nike slogan. It's really deep. All right. Action destroys fear. The more you practice, the more comfortable you'll feel. The confidence action loop, where by speaking up, you'll start feeling more confident. I mean, wasn't it? It was Amy Cuddy who'd say, fake it until you make it, or fake it until you become it. All right, I think it's fake it till you become it. Just keep doing it. The amygdala, the fear of the brain, gets weaker the more you expose the fact that you're doing scary things. And you feel so good. So there's the psychology of the momentum, the small wins, small beliefs, big beliefs, the ability you can do it. Yes, I can. Excuse me. There's the cognitive behavioral therapy, studies that show that exposure to fear and gradual action will rewire the brain to be less afraid. I love the book, Rewire Your Brain. Definitely, I would recommend to read that. So fear is worst when it's in action. And the longer you wait, the stronger the fear comes. So if you just go, when I don't know, have you ever been on a river and there's a log to cross over the river and you stand there and you're like, oh my God. And then at one moment you say, right, I just have to go. And then you run across the log and you didn't fall in and you're like, yes, I did it. And then you have to come back and you've done it. And because you've done it once, you can do it again. And you go across and then the person behind you is like, oh, I'm really frightened. But you've got the adrenaline because you did it. So you're like, come on, you can do it. It's the same for anything that you do that you had fear and you achieve. You start feeling so good. So do it for anything. So I want you to do a little exercise, the fear flip. Identify the fear, flip the perspective, and take a smallest possible action. What are you afraid of? Failure? Judgment? Rejection? But what if you succeed? What if people say, well done? What if people, on the contrary, instead of rejecting you, are like, wow, okay? So flip the perspective. Don't think of the, oh my God. Think of the, hey mate, brilliant. And then take the smallest possible action, something that's really tiny that's going to move you forward. I love this fear flip, all right? The fear flip method, all right? You put yourself out there. What if I put myself out there and fail? No. Will people think I'm not good enough? No. What if I put myself out there and I succeed and it's a big success? Actually, some people can have fear of success as well, and that might be holding them back. So people need to be inspired, and I'm hoping that when I explain my story, I inspire people with my journey so that they can flip their fear. And so what is the fear that you're flipping today? Oh my goodness, I like this. Flipping fear. The last one is navigating and adjusting. And I better hurry up because we're coming up to an hour. My goodness. Success is about never failing. It's about adapting. You don't fail, you learn. Okay? Have you ever felt you can't start something because the plan is not perfect, or maybe you didn't take the action, and what if things don't go as planned? Because shit always happens. You've planned everything, you've got your speaking, you've got everything, and then suddenly the video projector doesn't work or the computer doesn't want to light up. There's always going to be a problem. So go, do it, take action. No plan survives the first contact with reality. Success isn't about getting everything right the first time. It's about learning and adapting. The big myth, most people believe failure is the end. It's not. Think of a baby, all right? How many times did a baby fall down before he started walking? If somebody, if that baby said to himself, oh, I'm never going to walk, he wouldn't even try. But he gets up and falls down, 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 and then gets up and is holding. And then you give them a spoon or you give them a finger and they hold onto your finger. And then you give them, I used to give my kids a wooden spoon, and then they're holding onto the wooden spoon and I would let go and they're walking, and then suddenly they look and they're like, oh, mum's gone. Oh, I'm walking. Oh, I'm walking. Okay. So this adapts the winning style. You're not failing, you're learning, you keep moving and you adjust and you improve. I launched something, it flopped, it didn't matter. They didn't want it white, they wanted it pink, they wanted it green, whatever. The next time it's going to be better, it's going to be bigger, it's going to be smaller, it's going to be the right size. You learn, you adapt, and then that way perfection hasn't killed you, all right? You fail fast, as they say. And for entrepreneurs, it's one of the things I say with my entrepreneur students is you have to fail fast, because if you don't fail fast, you don't have the time to adapt. So we have this game called the marshmallow game, and they have to build with 20 spaghetti sticks and one marshmallow, a tower, and they've got sellotape and they've also got a piece of string. And they need to create the highest tower and put the marshmallow at the top. Those that win are the ones that try, put the marshmallow on, doesn't work, and try again. Those that mostly lose is because they only put the marshmallow on at the end of the 4 minutes. It's too late. It didn't work. Their structure was too tall, wasn't strong enough. And so when they put the marshmallow on, the thing collapsed. It was too late. So the quicker you test it, the quicker you see how you can adjust your solution to improve, to be able to reach success. Silicon Valley startups and pivoting. 90% of successful companies didn't end up where they started. Post-it, the Post-its? That was a mistake. But they pivoted. They suddenly found they wanted to glue something. It didn't glue properly. And so the guy discovered that his glue would stick and come back on and come back on. And he was like, oh, but, and so suddenly from wanting something to be permanent, they created Post-its, which was the fact that you could stick it on wherever you wanted. And they made a massive success. They pivoted. James Dyson, his Dyson Hoover, 5,126 failures before the perfect vacuum arrived. 5,000. I mean, he didn't give up. He just kept going and going. So don't stop after one failure. You'll never get there. You'll never get anywhere. So I want you to do the test and tweak method. Test it, tweak it, test it, tweak it, test it, tweak it. Say something small, take action before you feel ready. Observe what happens, what worked, what didn't work, how can I improve? Small adjustment, test and tweak, test and tweak. Don't scrap everything, just tweak it. We do this with Facebook ads. You can do a Facebook ad and you can even split it. You can do one this way and one that way and see which one works better and then choose. It's the same in any project. Tweak it, all right? Forget failure, all right? Just growth mentality. You are launching a program, nobody signed up, doesn't matter. I didn't fail. I learned that I'm not good for doing an online program. Doesn't matter. I'll do something different. I'll do something better. So what's the one thing that you're going to test and tweak? Can we write it down in the comments? Test and tweak, test and tweak. So wrapping up this video, I've done a lot of speaking with these 6 action points. I've reached 1 hour, so my action framework, has it stuck with you? Anchor your vision. Can you see where you're going? Cut the overwhelm. Don't have too many choices. It's A or B. Trust your strengths. Implement with intention. Where are you going? Overcome fear through movement. Just do it. And navigate and adjust. Navigate and adjust. There's no failure. There's feedback. And even if there's negative feedback, it's still feedback. If anybody gives you feedback, say thank you. Thank you for taking the time to give me information that's going to help me improve. Oh, that's rubbish what you've done. Thank you. Don't let feedback push you down. So, drop in the comments, what is the action framework that you're going to be focusing on now? I've created a free worksheet. It's in the description. Click on it, download it, follow it up, have fun. Share with us on Facebook. I'd love to know what is the actions that you're going to be taking, those tiny little tweaks, the ease, the hit, the tweak and adjust. I can't remember. Can't remember. What was it? Where am I? Tweak, test and tweak. Right, test and tweak. All those different, remember, the only way to fail is to stay still. So if you don't take action, you're not going to get anywhere. So this is my 3rd video, and my last video, which will be tomorrow, is all about building a legacy. So we've built our vision, we've owned our story, we've aligned our action. And what if we want to take our story further and leave a legacy behind us? I look forward to hearing your comments, sharing. If you want to know more about me, I really appreciate if you go and join my YouTube channel, which I've been starting, so it's just starting out. So I'd really appreciate everybody in the shift to go and join my channel as well. I will not be sending you videos every day, but I have committed to one a week. So I look forward to seeing you all. Have a great day. Enjoy all the videos of everybody else, and we will be seeing each other tomorrow. Press the right button. I look into the camera and say, thank you, folks. Love you all. Have a great day.